Hello friends and welcome to StudyIQ. In this lecture, we will discuss about plastic pollution. What is plastic pollution? The accumulation of plastic adversely affects the wildlife, human and also the environment. This leads to plastic pollution. Plastic pollution has become a serious concern, and for that reason, the World Environment Day 2018 theme was Beat Plastic Pollution. So from this itself we can understand what is the gravity of this issue. So this is a serious problem and we need to know what has to be done in order to overcome this problem. Basically, what is plastic? Plastic is organic polymers of high molecular mass. They are synthetic, and how are they derived? They are derived from petrochemicals. So they are derived from petrochemicals means that they are derived not from biological substance. Petrochemicals are not biological substance. So we can say that the origin of plastics are not from biological substances. Now coming to the plastic pollution data. According to the Plastic Infrastructure Report, the Plastic Infrastructure Report is released by the FICCI. FICCI stands for Federation of Indian Chambers of Commerce and Industry. So according to the Plastic Infrastructure Report, 12 million ton plastic is consumed in India per annum. So every year the consumption is 12 million ton, and what is interesting is that out of this 12 million ton, 5 million ton plastics are rendered as waste. So this is a very high proportion. From this we can understand that the option of recycling is very less in India, because a very good portion of the plastics that are consumed every year, they are rendered as waste material. So recycling is very poor in our country. And now coming to the World Economic Forum, the World Economic Forum report says that by the year 2050, oceans will have more plastics than fish. So from this we can understand that there is dumping of plastic waste into water bodies. This is also a very serious concern. Dumping of plastic waste into the water bodies has serious implications, like the marine life will be in danger, the marine resources will be lost, the ecological balance will be lost, water gets polluted, and most of the trading is done through waterways. So if we lose this water resources, what will happen is that they cannot be even used as a means of transportation. So this has serious implications. And also the World Economic Forum says that recycling of plastic is very low. Only 9 to 10% of the plastic which is consumed is recycled. Even though plastic possesses a lot of health hazards, environmental challenges and also many other consequences, while still there is a lot of usage of plastic. First of all, plastic is very cost effective. The cost of manufacture is less. For that reason, plastic products that are available in the markets are also cheaper compared to other alternatives. So for example, if you take a plastic bag and a cloth bag, which one would be cheaper? Of course, the plastic bag. So because it is very cheap and cost effective, plastic products are highly consumed. Secondly, the ease of manufacturing. It is easy for the manufacturers also to make plastic products. So what they do is they actually dump plastic products into the market. And coming to its user friendliness, plastic is very user friendly. It is waterproof. It is very convenient. It is lightweight. It is durable, flexible. It can be used for a long period of time. So considering all these factors, plastic has become a favorite product for the consumers. Now coming to how plastic enters into human lives or wildlife system, let us see. There is direct methods and also indirect ways. First of all, the direct ways. The indiscriminate burning and disposal of plastic products. This is one way directly plastic poses challenge to human beings, wildlife, natural vegetation, etc. So burning and disposal of plastic or the plastic pollution causes environmental hazard, health hazards like breathing difficulty, allergies, etc. Plastics are non-degradable substances. That means they will stay in the environment for a very long period and they cause harm to the environment. Now coming to the indirect method, plastic can enter the food chain, and through the food chain it can cause health hazards. It enters the cosmetics in the form of microbeads. So this also can harm human beings. So these are the direct and the indirect methods by which plastic causes harm. And coming to the marine organisms sometimes confuse plastic for food and they consume it. So consumption of plastic products by the marine organisms cause threat to the life of the marine organisms. And secondly, the marine organisms will consume it and therefore it enters the food chain. And finally, when it reaches the human beings, health hazards are caused for the human beings as well. Again, marine litter is another serious issue. Marine litter will cause marine pollution. So marine pollution has many consequences. Marine pollution can damage the marine resources. The water will get contaminated. Thirdly, waterways are a means of transport, especially when it comes to trade. So if marine resources or waterways are harmed, transportation is not possible. Again, marine ecosystem will be lost. So this can affect the ecological balance. If there is an ecological imbalance, this will cause serious issues like climate change, disasters, environmental hazards, etc. So all these things are associated. Now coming to the legislative measures that has been taken. So one important legislative measure is the Plastic Waste Management Amendment Rules 2018. So according to the Plastic Waste Management Amendment Rules 2018, there has been a clause that is extended producer's responsibility. So under this clause, producer's responsibility has been defined. The producers or manufacturers of plastic are also responsible for the disposal of this plastic or for recycling of this plastic. Usually what happens is that consumers will purchase plastic products and then after the use they will throw it away, and this will cause the accumulation of plastic, and this accumulation will cause plastic pollution. So in order to avoid such a situation, what is done is that under the Plastic Waste Management Amendment Rules 2018, the producers are given the responsibility for collecting back the plastic waste. So plastic waste must be collected back by the manufacturers or the retailers. In such a way, the dumping of plastic can be avoided, or dumping of plastic waste can be avoided. So when the plastic waste get accumulated in a particular place for a very long period, and it will cause hazards to environment, human life, wildlife, etc. We call this as plastic pollution. So in order to avoid such a situation, the responsibility of handling the plastic waste has been given to the manufacturers itself. So this is a very important legislative measure. But the question here is that, is this measure put into practice in its full extent? So that is a question here. If this was done, plastic pollution or the rate of pollution would have come down. But in reality, this legislature has not been put into practice in its fuller extent. Now, if we look at some models, international models, in Sweden we will see that there is no plastic ban, which means the country allows the usage of plastic. But instead of banning plastic, what they have done is recycling plastic. This is a very viable solution. We have seen what are the advantages of plastic products, or how comfortable, user-friendly are the plastic products. So, if plastic is such a necessity, what can be done is the recycling of plastic. This is the model adopted by Sweden. Now, coming to another country, that is Rwanda, there has been strict ban. So, in our country also, in some places we will see plastic is banned. But what is the problem? There will be some rules, there will be some regulations, but they are not properly followed. But in this country, we will see that violation of this rule, that is plastic is strictly banned, and if this is violated, this will impose huge penalties including imprisonment. So legislations are made, rules are made, but what has to be done is that we should follow it. Something that can follow up these legislations must be there, and in case of violation there should be penalties. And coming to a local example, the state of Kerala. Kerala has adopted the Green Protocol. In Kerala, it is mandatory that all the government offices must be plastic free, which means that the government offices should not unnecessarily use plastic. And coming to the same Kerala example, Kannur district in Kerala, this is the first plastic free district and they have attained this position in 5 months period of time. So within a short period of time, they were able to achieve the tag of plastic free district. Now let us see what are the solutions or what are the way ahead. Plastic waste segregation must be done at the municipal level. Secondly, waste management must be more efficient. Priority must be given for waste management, and under the waste management, one viable option is recycling. So there are many international examples of how effectively waste products can be recycled into usable commodities. So this can be adopted. And as we discussed the buyback mechanism, we already have the Plastic Waste Management Amendment Rules 2018. Under this rules, we have this buyback mechanism as well, which means the manufacturers or the retailers have to collect the plastic waste back, but it has to be properly implemented. Proper follow-up must be done whether this is put into practice or not, and if it is violated, strict punishments must also be given. So this is another solution. An important solution to this problem is behavioral change. Accumulation of plastic waste, or for that matter any kind of pollution, is mainly due to the behavioral change. If we look at some foreign countries, we will see that no citizens will be littering the waste in public, but when it comes to India, people take everything very light. So this behavioral change or attitudinal change is very important. There should be a sense of belongingness to the society, to the public premises, public assets, etc. Only then there will be a solution to this problem. Whatever we do, whatever legislations we make, whatever rules are brought into the society, everything has to begin with attitudinal change or behavioral change of the citizens. So there should be some kind of self-regulation. Of course, the violators should be punished, but first of all, everything begins with self-regulation. If you can regulate yourself, if everybody can do that, that will cause a big change in the society. And self-awareness is also very important. Another viable solution is the adoption of bioplastic. So this is a very long-term solution and very feasible as well. What is bioplastic? Bioplastics are made out of organic biomass. We said that plastic is made out of petrochemicals, but here in case of bioplastics, it is made of organic biomass, which means that these are made out of biological substances and they can be easily degraded. So this will not get accumulated like the ordinary plastic. Usually what happens with ordinary plastic is that they get accumulated in a place for a very long time, causing hazards to environment, human beings, wildlife, etc. But here in case of bioplastics, they will not get accumulated because they are made of biological substances and they have a tendency to degrade. So this is a long-term solution. You can find the PDF of this lecture on my Facebook page. Thank you.